Hello and good evening, everyone. Good evening, my time, whatever time zone you're in. This is Christine, and I'm wanting to welcome you to Cookies from the Universe. For those who are listening live, please feel free to raise your hand to be brought up on stage and ask questions or comment about your own cookies experiences. We also welcome all the people listening to the replay and invite you to chat with us through the new chat feature here on Clubhouse. This room is hosted weekly on Thursdays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. I am Christine Von Pander, and I'm currently hosting 2 clubs here on Clubhouse. On Monday nights at 7 p.m. Pacific time, I have People for That is the club which talks about business and tools to help you be more efficient and effective at running your business. And this club, Cookies from the Universe, this room is set up to help people trying to navigate through the current revolution the world and the humans on it are experiencing. You might be asking, what is a cookie from the universe? A cookie is a gift or a sign from the universe that lets you know you are going in the right direction, doing the right things for you, and being on your right path at this time. Check out my profile for all the ways to connect with me and follow here on Clubhouse. You can also go to the top of the page and select the green house, and you can click on that and you can follow the club and set reminder notifications for yourself to be alerted when the rooms get opened. And of course, you can also click on my face and go to my profile and see all of the background and information on me there. Let me tell you about the cookies I received this week, and then we'll get into answering the question, how can you tell it's a cookie? This week's cookie for me was I was wanting to join a friend's program, and then I was wondering how to pay for it. So the cookie came in the form of a refund check I received from a service provider that I canceled my account with when I made my most recent house move. So when you are ready for something and it's the right thing for you, the universe makes it happen. And that is a cookie. I'm happy to report that I joined the group yesterday, and I am overjoyed to get to play with these amazing people on a regular basis now. I know a number of the people in the group, but it's so nice to be able to have a set time and place to clear your slate and just focus on improving your business, sharing your wins, asking for any advice or input, and getting recommendations from people that have been there. So I'm really, really excited to get started with them on Monday. And hey, everybody, there are a lot of new people in the room, so I just wanted to do a quick reset of the room. Here's what we're here to accomplish today, and that is to tell some stories and to have some conversation around different things that I've heard and gone through this week to help people find some tools and some other information to be able to help get through this time that we're all going through still. So with that, today I've been very fortunate to have come across 2 cookies in the form of other people's messages that I heard today. One is a message that my beautiful cousin Michelle shared on Facebook. You can find it on my Facebook page. I've posted it there, and I've been talking with Michelle today as well. So thank you, Michelle. I love you so much. And it was perfect. It was a perfect sharing of something that a lot of people need to hear and understand and realize. During the last couple of years, a number of people I've noticed have gotten quite cranky and not afraid to share that crankiness with anyone in their immediate vicinity. So reading that story and being able to share it was a gift for sure. And so I encourage everyone to come and see it. Like I said, I've posted it on my Facebook page now as well. So the other cookie that I got today, the other message that I was able to hear and see was a TED Talk from a YouTube video given by a man named Kevin Kelly. And the title of it is "The Future Will Be Shaped by Optimists." And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to share the link to that up above. The link will be above my image in the Clubhouse room here. So I'm just going to post it now. There we go. There you go. And now you'll be able to see it. You'll be able to go to YouTube and watch that at your leisure. But the title is called "The Future Will Be Shaped by Optimists." And I have to say, I appreciated Mr. Kelly's scientific and pragmatic approach to the subject of hope during these crazy times. And there's a lot to be hopeful for. I know there's a lot going on and there's a lot going wrong, but what everyone needs is hope. And there are very good reasons to have hope during these crazy times. So just a reminder to everyone that's here, you can raise your hand anytime to be brought up on stage so we can hear from you and what your cookies were this week or your comments on the content so far today. Hi, Edom. Thank you for joining. I really appreciate you being here. It's always so nice to see you. So let's see. Things are being super tough right now, not just for me, but for a lot of people all over the world, going through massive changes and being squeezed all around. I have hope. I have been listening to all of the signs from the universe that are telling me in different ways that I am to be heard and seen. Also, the topics that I'm here to be heard and seen bringing forward, even the platform I'm to use. And here on Clubhouse is the starting point for me creating this space to bring together and help as many people as possible get back the hope they've lost already, or that they feel like is slipping away from them. I worked so long and so hard in my profession, and I kept growing and being respected in it, but then it wasn't fun anymore. The money I was making started getting smaller and smaller, and the stress got so overwhelming. Then I discovered human design. I wish I could say that my life changed overnight, but no. It's been about 17 months, and I am changing as I lean into the things I can change. I'm getting a wider and wider openings in the ability to be seen and heard. Cookies from the Universe, which is storytelling and helpful information, tools, and learnings on how to navigate the revolution the planet and the humans on it are going through right now. I'd love it if you joined me here. So click on the little green house at the top of the page and set your settings to get notifications for when I have the rooms open, and we can go from there. And I do look forward to hearing from you, speaking with you, and learning more about what it is that you've learned along the way, especially in the last couple of years, and any tools or things that you found that really helped support you and keep you grounded during any of the upsets and things that are going on in different people's lives, in your life. So I really am looking forward to being able to share these types of things with you going forward. Let's see here. So the first part of what I was talking about was, how do you know it's a cookie? Well, a cookie is something that you get that positively helps you go forward in a direction that you're meant to be going in. So if you're not sure if you should be going in a certain direction, then with a choice that you're having to make, or with something that you're needing to do, wanting to do, and you're just not sure, you kind of got that butterflies in your stomach kind of thing, where you're not positive that it's the right thing to do or the right thing to do for you now, right? So the universe is really good at letting you know. I have mentioned before, but I'm going to mention it again. Sometimes it'll give you a cookie when it's the right thing for you to do at the right time and everything, and all the things are aligned for you to stay on your path. And other times, if it's not the right thing for you to do and you're trying to be a bull and push right through and go ahead and do it anyway, then sometimes it'll give you a bonk on the head, or it'll trip you up somehow, so that you know that, okay, well, maybe right now isn't the right time, or if it's a simple yes or no type situation, or yes or no type decision, then you can, then something else will happen to make it so that it just never manages to make it on your done list of your things to do list every day, So there's a lot of different ways that it can come, and everyone is different. And the other thing is, as I've mentioned earlier as well, was the cookies that you get, sometimes they come in the form of signs or symbols, such as some people, when they see feathers, that's a symbol that, someone from their life that is passed on is thinking of them, or is watching out for them, or something like that. One of my personal ones is a ladybug. So I get ladybugs when my stepfather, who has passed many, many years ago, when he's with me and I am pondering something, or I'm afraid, or I'm scared, anything like that, I'll get a ladybug. Sometimes it's a real live ladybug. Sometimes it's just a picture on the side of a bus going by, or an image on a big on a poster, or something that someone has put up in their office, in their cubicle, and I'm walking by and I see it. So it doesn't matter how it comes and what form it takes that way, but I know that when I see a ladybug, that's him giving me I got you, I've got you, I've got your back, everything's going to be okay. And boy, oh boy, has that really helped me get through some tough situations in my life, not just in the last couple of years. So, I'm really appreciative of all of those things. And I guess the biggest thing a lot of people talk about, and they say, is to have gratitude. And having gratitude is the biggest thing, the biggest gift you can give yourself. Having gratitude about being able to have signs and symbols and synchronicities happening, so that you don't have to be in fear. You don't have to be scared or feeling alone, or any of those really uncomfortable times where you're just not sure what's going on. And I mean, I have more than one. Thank you, Edam. Yes, gratitude is very important. So I have the ladybugs. So when I get a ladybug, it's from my stepfather that's passed on many years ago. I get a specific kind of, how to describe it? I guess a feeling. I get a feeling when there's something going on, and it's my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, that is with me, that is saying, it's okay. It's okay. Go ahead and do it. Or no, it's not okay. Don't do it. And it comes with a scent. And I don't know what the scent is to describe it, but it's something that reminds me of her. So there's that. Some other things are just being grateful for. Example is the 2 cookies I got today in the form of other people's messages that I was able to, in one case, read the message from my cousin that she posted on her Facebook, that she was sharing, that someone else had been passing it along. Passing along something good on social media, instead of passing something along that's negative or harsh, or, will have that thought, take that extra minute before you post something and sit and look at it and go, is this going to make people smile, or is this going to make people sad, or is this going to make people angry? And if it's anything not positive, yes, you're right. You're right, Edam. Too much negativity out there for sure. If it's not going to make people smile or be happy or have a good thought, or want to, feel inspired to share it forward with all of the people in their sphere, then maybe don't bother. Maybe it's just a negative bubble that you're having in that moment, and it's something that other people don't need to be brought down by. Have that extra minute of thought. Have that extra consideration for others before you post something that is going to be negative or not a positive experience for the people at the other end. And I'm not talking about the different social media companies editing you and editing what you're allowed to or not allowed to say. I'm talking about looking after that yourself and being responsible for the fact that whatever you put out there, you've got friends and family and business associates and all of these people in your world. They say everyone has at least 200 people in their immediate world. And for some of us, we have way more than that. So it is a responsibility of what you're putting out there. Make sure that it's for the betterment of people. It's not to bring people down or try and get people to come around to your way or convince people to change what they're thinking or doing or whatever. People have their own feelings and all of that. And, being negative and wanting to win people over to the negativity that you're feeling or going through, it's just so unnecessary. And right now there's so much actually happening in the world that is so hard and harsh, so harsh. In our lifetimes, there's these things going on that we would hope would never have happened again in the history of the world, and the future of the world. And all we can do is hope that things happen and change, and be part of that change, be part of the positivity, be part of the goodness in the world. And if that goodness spreads from person to person, and each person does what they can in their own way for themselves to be positive, to give another person a hand, to give another person a high five or a pat on the back when they've done something that you may have thought was easy, but maybe it was really hard for them to do. You don't know, right? You don't know. And that very, very long time saying, you haven't walked a mile in their shoes. And so when I see someone in a shop being grumpy to the clerk at the shop, I'll have a look at them and I'll say, hey, sounds like you're having a bad day. Is there anything that I can do to help? And and just honestly stop and wait and see what, listen to what they say. Sometimes I'm sure it'll be bad, but you know what? I can stand there and look at them and be empathetic and smile and, just listen. Maybe they live alone and they have been alone for a really long time. And they just, when they get out, they get scared or frustrated, or, they're not used to doing things around other people anymore. And they're so used to being alone that when there's other people around, they get very uncomfortable and they get jittery. So sometimes it just takes somebody to look at them with a smile on their face, that's for them, and it just helps calm their nerves or calm their heart. and let them kind of realize that, they're inflicting themselves on other people, instead of, being part of the positivity that they can be. And everyone has a choice every day and every minute, whether to be positive or negative, whether to be strong and supportive, or, in some cases, be okay with being not strong and having a time to just fall apart and cry and just feel into it, feel through it, clear it all out, and pick yourself up and move on. And if you need other people's help to do that, then get that help. Reach out to your friends, reach out to your family, reach out to your faith, your, whatever faith is yours. There's always people there that are there to help with whatever you're going through. Reach out. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid. Don't be worried about being judged or anything like that. Reach out to someone so that you can get help. And at the very least, you can have someone that you can talk with and get it outside of you. And sometimes what it really takes is to be able to hear yourself say the words out loud, to be able to let it out and let it go. When you hear yourself saying it out loud, sometimes, and I've had this happen when I've had catastrophic events happen in my life, is being able to talk it out loud, whether there's a person there or not, frankly. Sometimes there's been times when I'm very alone in the middle of the night and I'm going through something. But talking it out loud, saying the words, feeling them come out of your throat, out of your heart, out of your mouth, to be able to, once it's outside of you, it's like it changes it. And you can kind of hold it in front of you and look at it and turn it around in your hands and go, wow, if my situation right now was happening to my best friend, how would I respond to my best friend that I'm not giving myself the benefit of that grace, that sympathy, that empathy? How is it that I would respond to my friend if my friend was going through this? And give yourself that minute of grace to kind of go, wow, okay, if my friend was going through this, I would hold her while she cried. I would take her, wherever she needed to go, if she wanted to, if something needed to happen or anything like that. It would be my honor to be able to be there for her or him. And, listening to some of the things seeing some of the things that I see posted online today is really, really discouraging, as how many people are trying to spend a lot of energy and effort to win people over to their negative way of thinking. And there's just really no time and place for that anymore. There's only so many, there's all of these humans on the planet, and the planet is crying out and doing the things it's doing. The humans are crying out. Everyone needs help. Everyone needs support. And if you're in a spot where you're in a good place right now, you don't have to do a lot to be part of the solution, and people think, oh, I'm not a rich, ginormous, multi-billionaire person. So what can I do to make a difference? And I remember a story from quite a while ago now. And I'm just going to paraphrase it. I don't remember it word for word, but there was a woman in a supermarket. She was at the checkout, And she was looking very distraught and sad, head down, shoulders forward, looking very sad. And she was trying to count out the change to be able to buy the groceries that she was getting. And what had happened was the cashier was getting a little bit impatient with her. And the person behind her looked up at her and looked at the cashier and said, "I'll pay for the rest of it." And the person that was offering to pay for the groceries only had 1 or 2 items, and they went through the cash right away after because it was so quick. And the woman paused and waited at the end of the cash lane and said to the person that paid for their groceries, "Thank you so much. I've been having a very bad time lately, and I was about to go home, and I was thinking about taking my own life because I didn't think that there was any nice people in the world, and there was no love or caring in the world anymore, and I didn't want to be a part of a world that was like that." And she said to the person that paid for her groceries, she said, "What you did for me today showed me that there is hope, and there is people in the world that are kind and generous and will help someone else that they don't even know." And that just made everything different for me. She said, "I feel so different now. Now I'm going to go home and I'm going to make myself some food, and I'm going to do things that are going to get me turned around out of this bad, sad, overwhelming place. And thank you very much for that." And then she left. And the person didn't do it for the information or the confirmation that the person really needed it. The person that paid for the groceries it just felt like the right thing to do, and it was in their ability of something that they could do, And I'm not saying that people need to go out and pay for everyone's groceries or anything like that, for that matter, but something kind, doing a kind thing, even if you can only manage one kind thing a day. Sometimes all you need to do is look someone in the eyes and smile. And now that we don't have masks and we don't have to wear masks anymore in most places, you can do that. And that makes the difference to what kind of day they're going to have from that point forward. It doesn't cost anything, and it doesn't take long. So whenever you see anyone, remember to smile. And for places where mask mandates are still in place, when you smile, your eyes smile. And people can see that even with a mask on. So please make an effort to share a smile. If you can't afford money or time or anything to do something grandiose, it doesn't need to be anything that big. Just, say hello, ask someone how their day is going, and really listen and care what they say. And I'll also offer you again, go ahead and click on the link in the top of the Clubhouse page here, because I've got the link to Mr. Kevin Kelly's TED Talk that he did actually in 2021. And it's called "The Future Will Be Shaped by Optimists." Please go ahead and have a listen and think about it for yourself, and what things come up for you out of the things that he's talking about. I wish you all well, Sending you big hugs virtually to everyone. And I look forward to having you join me live next week at the same time. Have a wonderful evening and a wonderful week ahead. Thank you, everyone.